Next up from Indiana University, Pennsylvania, the Crimson Hawks, Tom McConnell. Sixth season during the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference tournament, Coach McConnell became the school's all-time wins leader. And this is the second straight and third all-time appearance for IUP in the Elite Eight. Coach, congratulations on getting here. Opening statement, please.
Thank you. It's a great honor and a privilege to be here. And the two words that I keep using or coming back to most often are humbled and thankful for the experience. Humbled because we know how challenging it is, and we have great respect for the PSAC conference that we play in, and just to come out of there and to be able to represent the Atlantic region is very special, and thankful as a coach to be able to coach such a special group of young ladies and to be able to make this journey with them. I feel like I've had a front row seat to some pretty special moments in the careers of some special young ladies and their families. So I feel very fortunate. And the thing that I'm asked most often in the last couple of days, are you surprised that you've been able to come back? And I always answer it this way. We lost 3 really good seniors last year, really good. And so we weren't sure. But one of the things that we adopted several years ago, and we tried to really pour into our players on a daily basis, is our theme has become no limits. No limits. To try to take the limits off of what we can do and what we can be. And we talk a lot about that. It hangs in our locker room. And right before the season started, I was going to visit my daughter and her family in Miami. Her husband's with the Coast Guard. And so right before we were going there, our assistant said to me, I think we need a theme for this team, for this year, within our theme of no limits. I said, I think you're right. That's good. We'll do that. And so I said, I'll think about it while we're away. So as we got ready to leave, I saw a book by Tyler Perry called Higher is Waiting. I said, I like that. Let's go with Higher is Waiting. That sounds good. And then we got to Miami, and I went to the ocean with my son. And we're standing in 80 degrees, and it's water, and it's up to here, but there's seaweed everywhere. And I'm like, this is Miami? I don't know if I like this. And all of a sudden, 2 young guys came running out. They were a little better shape than I am, and they went further out to where there was no seaweed, and the water was beautiful. And I said, that's it. That's it. We're going to go further. That's what we got to do. And then on the way home on the plane, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and I'm watching the row for the pop and the peanuts to come down. And all I want is those peanuts. And all of a sudden, the plane, we hit turbulence, and the plane did everything but hit the ground. And it was bumping, and it was going everywhere. And all of a sudden, the pilot came on, and he said, stay in your seats. We're going to rise higher and take it to 35,000 feet. And I said, did anybody else hear that? Rise higher. I got back and I said to our staff, it's rise higher. That's what we're going with. And so we started to make our poster with no limits, rise higher. And 3 weeks into preseason, we're getting ready to do a gathering with supporters of our women's basketball team. And my assistant says to me, the players don't like rise higher. What do you mean they don't like rise higher? I had a Field of Dream moments. I heard a voice on a plane. It's rise higher. It's got to be. I said, what do they like? She said, never satisfied. So at the gathering, I asked the 35 people who were there, I said, no, never satisfied, rise higher. It was 35-0, never satisfied. So that's what hangs in our locker room right now. No limits, never satisfied. And I think they've embodied that, of really believing in what they could do and what they can be. And when you have a veteran group and an experienced group, they don't get too high or too low. And we're thankful and we're humbled for the experience and looking forward to the opportunity to compete this week.
So if there's any other coaches out there that need slogans and poster boards, you've already got them made up, right? They're just waiting for you somewhere in a closet. Any questions for Coach McConnell?
Coach, you always, every year we talk about your senior class, and you always, put a lot of pressure on them, I think, because they're obviously your team leaders. This year's no different with the 5 who have come back, who tasted that Elite Eight success, made it to the national semifinals. How valuable have they been over the last couple weeks through the PSAC tournament, through the regional tournament?
They've been invaluable all year and a really special group. And I think special teams, and I think everybody here would probably speak to this, when you have a group of players and they take ownership of it and for it, something special happens. And you reach a point where you can just step back a little bit and you keep just pointing them in the direction they want to go. You remind them of what they want to do and where they want to go. And I think we've reached that point with this group. There were times in practice here, we have 5 new players, where we would make a teaching point, and then I would just step back because one of our seniors, they were teaching, they were correcting, they were really mentoring to our younger players. And I just think it speaks very highly of them. And so, yeah, it's a special group.
Coach, you're just allowing 54 points a game defensively. That's 9th best in the country. What's been the defensive mentality of your group this year?
I just think they're dialed in and they love to compete, and they know the importance of it. They like to run, and they know in order to run, you've got to be able to get stops and rebound the basketball, and they're so it's just they just have a mindset, and they know that it's important. And I just got to say this. I turned on the video, and one of the things that's great about this time of year is to be able to turn on Synergy and just watch a team that you've never seen play before, and now study them and get to know them and see what makes them great and what makes them special. And when I turned on the video to watch Azusa Pacific, the first thing that jumped off the screen, TJ had mentioned, was their length. Their length. I had to go back, and I thought maybe I hit the wrong button. I think this is Arizona. I think this is Arizona State, but it wasn't. And as you watch them more and more, you get to see that it's more than length. It's skill. It's a very skilled, versatile basketball team that can shoot the basketball, that can score inside, and they do a lot of really, really good things. It's a well-coached team, and they really give you a lot of different looks and sets to put those skilled players in a position to score. So defensively, that'll be a real challenge for us tomorrow.
Any other questions for Coach McConnell? Thank you, Coach.
What kind of defense?